So, welcome to the podcast, Ross Miller. Ross, how are you, mate? Are you well?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. Now, the reason we have you on is, well, Inverarian District are celebrating quite a special anniversary, and we'll get into that. But you've been quite busy yourself this last while. A tune every day in June. Tell us about this. This is some challenge, man.
Well, I think the key is trying to stay just a little step ahead of yourself. So I thought I'll set myself a challenge and an attempt. I guess the wider goal is to grow my social media engagement and people and things, knowing who I am, but also just to try to make sure I'm playing my pipes and try and kind of think a wee bit outside the box. And
Yeah.
I know I'd done my Christmas tunes before, and it kind of grew arms and legs a little bit. So the idea with these was that it would just be one tune once through, kind of, and just trying to put a variety of tunes that I know, some that I don't already know, and just trying to kind of do that every day. And I've got a wee bank just to keep me, just in case I've got gigs on and I can't quite do one. But generally speaking, I'm trying to do them kind of a day ahead. Is the idea.
Yeah. So, what's the thought process? And do you have like tunes picked out for each day, or do you just like wing it and like flick through a book and go, "Oh, that'll do me"? But is there?
Well, yeah, no, I got some requests. I asked my social media followers for some requests, so I've actually got more requests than days in the month. Which, so I've been picking some of the requests that I cheekily already knew, and I've maybe learnt a couple, and then I've been trying to tie them in with some events. I had my granny's birthday, and I had Father's Day, and like one of the Linlithgow marches is one day, and then that's a tune for, like, there's a specific tune for that and stuff. So I've got a few kind of points, and then I used a Chili's gig and all this kind of stuff last week. So, but it's only the 16th as we record this, and I feel that it feels like there's a long way to go still yet in the month.
That is quite a challenge, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, even practicing for that 20 minutes, half hour every day can be a challenge, but recording yourself and putting yourself out there every day, that's rough too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really trying to just make it a kind of one take wonder, but in reality, that's not the case, because you are, as you say, putting yourself on the internet,
Yeah.
playing pipes, and everybody can kind of see that. So I feel like there's not really an excuse, but for not being kind of presentable. But I'm trying to take it as not seriously as possible, if at all, if I can.
There you go. Well, best of luck with the rest of the challenge. We've been following
Thank
along.
you.
It's been a lot of fun. So, right, let's talk about your gigs aplenty. As you say, you've been real busy with the Red Hot Chilies this last while. You're not too long back from a trip with them, not right?
Yeah, so I've just been. We've just finished our English tour. So with the Chili Pipers, we had. It was 4 weekends in England, and within one of those weekends, there was a weekend of festivals in Scotland as well. So it's been 5 weekends where we've been out, kind of like the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, all over the place. So there's been a lot of M6 service stations. There's
Mm.
been a lot of M1 service stations, as well, and then at the end of that, a couple of the guys from the Chili Pipers, although it wasn't actually through the Chili Pipers, a couple of people that I play with in that band, myself, Grant Cassidy, Andrew Broadley, and the kit drummer, Jay Hepburn, we played at Download Festival, with a metal band from Glasgow called Bleed From Within.
Played from
And
and
it was a bit of a different gig for us. We'd played in Ulverston with the Chili Pipers, and then we went and did that the next day. And it was a brilliant experience. But yeah, I think Grant and Scott Wood had recorded on the Bleed From Within album, and then a couple of the guys did it at the Hydro. They supported Slipknot at the Hydro
yeah.
in December there, and then Scott wasn't able to make it, so I got asked if I was able to cover for him. And yeah, go and play at that festival, which was amazing. We played on the main stage on the Sunday, and I don't know what I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't it to be that busy. And also there was fire, and I think they called it the concussion cannon, as well at the end, which I didn't. They never told us that was going to happen either. It was just big explosions as well. So it was a great experience. And we had makeup on, and we had hoods, and we were playing the track. It was a really great experience.
Oh man, for those who haven't seen it, go and check it out. Now, I know there'll be a lot of people listening, and they're not fans of the metal world, and this is quite an extreme band, but man, is this music amazing! And we had it referred to us. We get requests in and views, and they're saying, "Rob, you have to play this track. It's amazing." So we played this track once on Fuse, and it was after an MSR by the 78th Fraser Highlanders. You talk about a transition from that was a great MSR, wasn't that great? Here we are, Bleed From Within. It absolutely blew our socks off. So, how did you find the metal audience reacted to bagpipes on such a huge metal stage like that?
They went crazy. There was loads of saltires out of the audience all the time anyway, because the band is really kind of leaning into the fact that they're Scottish. They're using that as an advertising thing, and adding the bagpipes, that really helps. But I think they're doing it in a way that's not kind of cheesy. It's not kind of like,
No.
it's not very kind of shortbread tin. It's actually like the melody thing is quite cool, isn't it? It's using a different scale, and a different kind of, it's a different tuning. It was an A as well, which is, it's just so it's definitely bagpipes, but it's got a different feel to it. And we also went out into the guest area and the press area, and we played a kind of flash mobby type thing, pipes and drums
Cool.
around and people were getting photos and stuff. It was amazing. Everyone, you could believe like the reception, it's the usual thing. The Scots come out of the woodwork whenever you go and they hear bagpipes.
Oh, fantastic. So I have to ask you for some backstagey kind of gossip. Did you manage to meet any like famous rockers and stuff when you were there,
Well,
Daniel?
I'm actually, unfortunately, not the guy to ask for that. But no, we did. We saw the Corn, the band Corn,
Oh, really?
were headlining, and we saw their drum kit, and this thing is like a million pieces, and it's massive, and it's got 10 bass drums on it and all that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So that was really cool. But there was like the whole backstage experience was great. Like it was actually so chill. You expect it to be kind of a bit mental, I guess,
Yeah.
perhaps, but no, it was super sedate. You could get your hair cut, you could get a tattoo, you could get your nails painted. So obviously I did them all.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, hi, from playing bagpipes to, that'd take you onto the world stage, honestly. That's fantastic. So you just don't know what opportunities are out there, Ross. Yeah, there you are.
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely wasn't. It was certainly wasn't on my bucket list, but it was certainly a fantastic gig to be a part of. I was really happy for the opportunity.
Oh, fantastic. Well, then I have to ask then about your upcoming gigs. A plenty. You're going to be real busy over the course of the summer then. So tell us about this that you're heading out on now.
Yeah, so I've got some Ross Miller band and trio gigs over the summer. We're starting off at Under Canvas Festival in Inverness on the 18th of July. That'll be a trio. It'll be myself, Charlie Stewart, and Graham Armstrong. That's out in the kind of gardens of the Eden Court Theatre where they have the Northern Meeting. So sometimes it feels like sacrilege to play some traditional music outside the Eden Court. But yeah, that's a great one. We did that last year as well, so that was really nice. And then after that, we're heading to Butte Fest on the Friday, the 25th of July, and that'll be a band performance there. And I'm looking forward to that. That'll be my first time at Butte Fest. Yeah.
That's a big gig, that. Tons of great at that. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good. So that we're playing the Friday. It's like Friday kind of dinner time, maybe like 5 o'clock or something at that. And then a couple of weeks later, we're playing at Fresh Air Festival in Ayr, and that's on Saturday the 9th of August. And then the following day is the big one. We're playing at Stereo in Glasgow, which will be a full band, all bells and whistles show. We did one in the Hug and Pint last year on the Monday of World's Week, but this year it's on the Sunday, so it's the day after the European Championships at Perth. Yeah, and then we're going to be playing in the Stereo. It's right in the city centre of Glasgow. It's like a kind of great venue. It's a bit bigger than the Hug and Pint. For anyone who was there last year, it was a bit squeezed in. Where we've got a bit, because so many people came, we thought let's just do it again. So we're going to Stereo. It's going to be fantastic. We've got some special guests and things ready for that. We're going to have a big lighting kind of show. Well, not big lighting show. There's going to be some lights this time. Last time it was on or off. This time we've got some lights. It's small gains, Rab. So, but yeah, I'd really like to encourage any overseas people to come and see. We had some pipe bands came almost en masse last year, so it would be great to see that again. So yeah, that's Sunday the 10th of August, and then after that we're doing Cowell Games on the Saturday in the Cayley tent, or the live music tent it's called now, at Cowell Games, which will be fun because I'm used to doing that with pipe bands, but it'll be fun to be back at Cowell. And then we're finishing with a festival in Belgium on the 14th, and that's that Alden Bison Shots weekend. So there's a I think it's the Continental European Championships or something like that. The
Yeah.
actual European Championships were there in 2003 or something.
Mhm.
But it's a competition on the Saturday, and then there's like a kind of Highland Games thing on the Sunday, and we're playing it as part of that. So that'll be fantastic. But yeah, the big one is in stereo on the 10th of August.
Yeah,
And I can't wait.
Tons of great reviews following your gig at the Hug and Pint. So many people went following our recommendation, thankfully. And they were all telling me, Rob, what a gig, and we have to go again. So these people are going to be so chuffed that you're back again.
I hope they can come back, and I hope they can buy their tickets in advance, because that's the key. Because it makes me less scared, and it makes me feel like there's going to be people there. Because I can never believe when people come to see a concert I'm putting on. I never take that for granted, but also I like to think that people would hopefully enjoy the music, and I would really like them to come along and share the experience with us.
Absolutely. So, Ross, where can folks get the tickets for this then?
So yeah, it's just on my website, which is www. Do we still use that? I guess rossmillermusic.com, and there's a tab that says gigs, and then there's the Glasgow gig. It's also linked through all my socials. I've got a link tree thing on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my Facebook. So if you followed me as part of my Tune a Day, you can go and look at that as well. That's so big picture stuff, you know. That's the idea.
There you go. All connected. It's all connected. So there you go. Well, I have to ask then, we did start this talking about Inverarian District celebrating a huge anniversary this year. Ross, tell us about this.
Yeah, so it's the Inverarian District's 20th anniversary, and I've been lucky enough to be in the band for half that time. I can't believe that. And we're having a party, and I'm on the organising committee for that party, and I can assure you it's going to be a great night. So so that's on the 11th of August. So if you're in Glasgow for my gig on the 10th of August, on the 11th of August, we can go along to the Inverary Pipe Band 20th anniversary ball. And at that, we're going to have a performance from the Pipe Band. We're going to have a performance from Tom Orr's Ceilidh Band. We're going to have a Ceilidh by Tom Orr's Ceilidh Band. Yeah. We're going to have a DJ finishing off. There's going to be speeches from Stuart Liddell, from Stephen McWhirter. John Wilson is going to be our Fear and Tie. We're going to have a 3-course meal. It's going to be a great big shindig. And it's early enough in Worlds Week that people can come along to that, and you've got time to kind of recover before the business end of the week as well. If you're in town the whole time, or you can go and come back, and it'll be great.
So there's no fear in having a Ribena or two at this one, and you should hopefully feel a bit more sensible come the weekend.
Yeah. Apart from the 4 people playing in the Inverary Quartet the next day at the Piping Live Quartet competition.
Yeah. Apart from those guys. There you go. So, yeah, there's tickets still available for this, Ross, I think. There might be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So there's tickets available for that too. It's all on the band's social media again. There's an eventbookings.com page, I believe. But if you search Inverary and District 20th anniversary dinner on Google, I'm sure you'll get it. Or ChatGPT now, who knows? That seems to be the thing these days.
Indeed, yeah. So, well, for those savvy enough and listening to the show, you might have heard that we announced it on our Fuse FM Ballymoney radio show, and we've announced it just earlier on in the podcast that you might be joining us at Piping Live, Ross.
Yes, well, I've had a lovely invitation through from Rab to ask if I'll play on the Big Rab Show podcast live from Piping Live on the Wednesday. Yes. And I'll be coming and playing a couple of tunes, and we'll be having a chat in real life. And I feel like we all never see each other on the internet.
Screens, it's weird. Yeah.
And at the Worlds, we always seem to meet each other at the Worlds as well.
Yeah, so there you go. If you want another opportunity to see Ross in action, well, you can come to Rab Show Live as well. There you go. Excellent.
But I promise it'll not be as good as the gig on the 10th from my point of view. The whole thing will be fantastic, and you should come to both.
That's it. It'll be all bells and whistles. Yeah, studio. Yeah, absolutely. So, Ross, again, just to remind folk of your website and that, if they want to grab tickets and stuff, give us the address again.
Yeah, so it's rossmillermusic.com.
There you are. Smashing. Ross, thanks so much for joining us on the show this week, and no doubt we'll catch up with you in August then, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for having me, Rab, and I look forward to seeing you in August, if not before, around the competitions or whatever. And yeah, we'll see everybody then at some various events, the stereo gig on the Sunday, the pipe band dinner on the Monday, or at the Big Rab Show Piping Live thing on Wednesday. That'll be fantastic. I really look forward to it.
Oh, you're a busy man. I don't know. You're busier than me.
Well, I don't know about that. You seem to be here, there, and everywhere as well.
Well, take care, mate. I'll chat to you again. Thanks.
Thanks so much for having me. Cheers, Rab. Thanks so much.